Greetings, this is Phil West with another Tomorrow's World webcast. Going back to August 15, 2014, telegraph.co.uk published an article titled, "Sex Work in the UK, Just What Would Decriminalizing Prostitution Mean?" The article actually suggested that the benefits of decriminalizing prostitution outweigh the social costs. The article states, quote, "This week, following in the footsteps of the World Health Organization, WHO, and The Lancet, among others, The Economist came out firmly in favor of decriminalizing prostitution, citing arguments to do with public health, as recently highlighted at the AIDS 2014 conference in Melbourne, and workers' rights. The cover story was devoted to an impassioned defense of full decriminalization." End of quote. So that was August 2014. The WHO, The Lancet, which is a UK medical journal, and The Economist were in basic agreement regarding the decriminalization of prostitution. Now fast forward to just a few days ago at the time of this recording, September 17, 2015, in the Guardian.com article titled, "For Sex Workers in Scotland, Life May Be About to Get Safer." The article states, quote, "The UK's first ever comprehensive proposals to protect sex workers' safety and rights based on the successful New Zealand model were lodged in the Scottish Parliament last week." End of quote. To summarize, the bill submitted by Scottish Parliament member Jean Urquhart seeks to repeal 4 laws that criminalize sex workers. The bill would repeal the law that criminalizes street workers for soliciting sex. Second, it would repeal the law criminalizing the clients of those street-based prostitutes. Third, the law would repeal the brothel law, which criminalizes 2 or more prostitutes working together. And finally, the law seeks to repeal the criminalization of anyone who, quote, "lives on the avails of prostitution," end quote. This would allow sex workers to pool their finances with their families or roommates, as opposed to criminalizing family members relying on the financial gain received from prostitution. When referring to the repeal of the brothel law, the article states, quote, "When we work for a manager, criminalizing our workplaces means we have no labor rights protection." Urquhart's proposals would enable small groups of sex workers to work together in informal cooperatives while licensing larger commercial brothels so that, for the first time, our managers can be background checked and governed by workplace health and safety. End quote. Where do I even begin commenting on this development? Since when did we start referring to prostitutes as sex workers? Is the idea to simply place prostitution on the same level as any other legitimate line of work? Those who solicit sex from a prostitute are no longer called Johns or Tricks, but simply clients. Now prostitutes have managers as opposed to pimps. We're clearly taught in Scripture to love all people, and we have the example of Jesus Christ, who showed love to all, sinners included. You may remember where the hypocritical scribes and Pharisees, to test Him, brought to Jesus Christ a woman caught in the act of adultery. They asked if she should be stoned to death. Now these hypocrites somehow neglected to bring in the man involved, but they brought the woman to Him. And Jesus answered them by stating in John chapter 8 and verse 7, "He who is without sin among you, let him throw a stone at her first." After that, her accusers went out one by one, and Jesus asked the woman in verse 10, "Woman, where are those accusers of yours? Has no one condemned you?" She said, "No one, Lord." And Jesus said to her, "Neither do I condemn you. Go and sin no more." We at Tomorrow's World understand that we all have sin. We don't condemn anyone, but we do speak the same message Jesus Christ preached. Go and sin no more. The 7th commandment covers adultery, fornication, and other misuses of the beautiful act of sex that God gave to mankind to enjoy within the confines of marriage. It's heartbreaking to see the compromise and staggering moral decline of the modern Israelite nations of the United States, Great Britain, New Zealand, and others. Unfortunately, this moral decline will proceed as these nations continue to fall away from the biblical foundation upon which they were built. For more information on this vital topic, be sure to read our booklet, The United States and Great Britain in Prophecy. Thanks for watching, and please be sure to check out all of our free literature located at tomorrowsworld.org.